Alright guys, so we're here on day one of Gen Con and we're having a look at Batman from Monolith. So, can you tell us a little bit about sort of how this game plays and some of the difference between this and Conan as well? So,
Sure.
Go for it.
Hi everybody. So Batman, the board game, is a miniature board game for 2 to 5 player that plays around 60 to 90 minutes. It's a one versus all game, so you will have one player who will play what we call now the villain, previously the Overlord in Conan, who will control all these bad guys that you see, that you know in the Batman universe, the Joker, Scarecrow, Killer Croc, etc. And he will play strategically, tactically to try to get to his objective, while the other players will play together the heroes. Of course, you will have Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Batwoman, and all the heroes you know of the Batman universe, and they will play together, trying to avoid the villain to try and reach his objective. Okay, so how does it work? We still have this same gem system that we took from Conan. It's actually a version 2.0 of the system we used in Conan. So you still have this gem system where you have those gems in your reserve zone that you use to perform actions. And when you're done, they go in your fatigue zone. And at the beginning of your next turn, you will recuperate a certain amount of those gems that you will be able to use for the next round. The thing is that the more action you will perform, the more you will exhaust yourself, and the less you will be able to perform in the future rounds. Yeah. And when you get wounded, one of the cool aspects of this mechanic is that when you get wounded, you actually lose gems that go to your wound zone. So basically, when you get wounded, you lose capacity and ability to act. Okay. One of the differences between Batman and Conan is that now the heroes no longer die. Previously in Conan, when you had all your gems in the wound zone, you were no longer able to play. You were dead for the rest of the scenario. Now, when you have all your gems in the situation, you will say, okay, I will recuperate next turn, so I will get some gems back in my fatigue zone, and then I will be able to say, now I want to act and get back some gems in my green zone and be able to act. So it's still a penalty to get knocked out. But it's not permanent in the game, so you still can come back and perform some action and maybe save the situation. Okay, so that's one of the main differences we have with Conan. In terms of action we can perform, of course, you will find the same action that you will find in Conan: melee attack, range attack, guard, manipulation action. Now you have an intelligence action that will allow you to solve mysteries, cases. Because of course Batman is a tough guy, but he's also the best detective in the world. So we had to put this aspect in the game and try to recreate it this way.
And is that something that flows to a lot of the different scenarios in the game? So you have a lot of a mixture between fighting and sort of solving puzzles and stuff?
You'll have both of them. You'll have some scenarios really oriented in action, fighting, etc. More other would be more oriented on resolving cases and mysteries, and you'll have some who will mix both of them. Yeah.
And so when it comes to the miniatures and stuff that we're seeing here, are they going to be in the same sort of material that we saw when we got Conan?
Actually, it's going to be the same material that we used with Mythic Battles.
Oh, cool, fantastic.
Because now we've come to, I'm not going to say master because it is a big word, but my English is not that good, so I will try to find another word for this. But now we come to work with Mythic Battle. We have mixed, let's say, soft plastic with hard plastic, ABS with PVC, which gives us really the ability to have some miniatures which really look cool. Like for instance, if you have the Batman here, the cape will not be in PVC because it would bend in the process of production. So we're going to make it in ABS so that we make sure that the cape keeps its shape. We did the same thing on Mythic Battles where we had those spears. For instance,
you changed the material so it was easy.
Yeah, we had this issue with Conan that the spears were bending, etc. So now for Mythic Battles, we've created all the spears in ABS. So now they're straight, pointy, and they don't move in the process and in the transport.
Oh, fantastic! And so, when's this game coming to Kickstarter?
Yeah, it's going to Kickstarter. Now all our games are going to go through Kickstarter, and this one will be available February 2018. So as you see, all you see here, of course, is a very prototype. The miniatures are resin for the moments. And another cool thing that we have added in Batman actually is an Overlord versus Overlord system, a villain versus villain
Okay,
system.
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, now you'll be able to play the game as a skirmish game, okay? So each player will have one of these, what we call now the Book of Skelos because of lack
what it would-
of a
that's
better,
what it- yeah.
better word for the moments, the villain dashboard, you can say. So each player will have one of these villain in the dashboard in front of him. The villain will control the villain like he does in the adventure mode, what we call it in the adventure mode. But the hero will also play his tiles, his character through this dashboard, villain dashboard. So it gives you a more strategic, more tactical game. You also have another layer of how much tile you can activate. On the adventure mode, it's from 0 to 2. On the versus mode, it will be adjusted based on another system of gems that you will have on top of this. Okay, so you still have to spend gems to be able to spend other gems to activate the tiles. So it's really more strategic. It's still scenario based, okay, because our games always tell a story. That's what we try to do, but it's going to be a lot more strategic. Yeah, gives that meat that some people wanted in Conan.
So there you go, guys. Quick look there at Batman from Monolith, which is looking absolutely fantastic. The miniatures look great. We've seen lots of really nice previews on Facebook and Twitter and all over the place. So it's going to be really fun to see this on Kickstarter, see what everyone thinks of it. And yeah, hopefully we'll be back with some more stuff very, very soon.